Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to this YouTube live edition of Road Trippin. Allie Clifton, Richard Jefferson, and one of his minis, Phoenix, Kendrick Perkins, and Channing Frye. We're chopping it up for the second half of the Laker and Minnesota.
Sorry, putting it on.
It's a 59-46 game with 10 to go in the third. It was just a 12-point game at the half. But as we're diving in, for those of you that are joining us in the comment section, obviously engage with us. We love it. We'll chat with you for the second half. But for now, guys, what are you seeing? What are you watching?
Why is Braun playing? Can anyone answer that question?
Thank you, Perkins.
Can anyone answer that question? Let's start off right there. Why is Braun playing in the back-to-back after he basically had to help carry the load last night in Utah? I mean, what the hell? He should be resting.
I could not imagine. Like everyone says, oh, these young players. My man is damn near 40. He don't got to do back-to-backs. Especially if he goes, listen, we had a rule in Phoenix. If you play over 38 minutes, we say, hey, you're either going to play in the first half or the second half of the next game or none at all. And most people said, no, don't worry about that second game because I don't want to only play half. Dude, you can't. Just the way you play, he's too old.
Okay. Everyone is correct. Everyone is correct.
Meanwhile, D'Lo is balling right now.
Oh, what a guy.
Finally started him this week.
Dalton Connect, like, I know we say, like, there's some people with sleepy bounce. He got sneaky bounce.
It ain't nothing sneaky. He tested for a 40-inch vertical in the car.
No. I'm not talking about
sneaky
I'm not talking
about that.
I'm not talking about because he's
mine were sneaky. So sneaky they never came out.
But there's a difference between people. There's a difference between people that can jump really high through with space, and there's a difference between people that can jump through contact. Perk, James White was the most athletic player we ever seen, but he never did any of those dunks. Never did any of those dunks in a game.
He's a 1 foot jumper. That's why.
But even still, though, like he never caught bodies off 1 foot.
No.
So
his warm up though.
When I say that, I mean like the sneaky bounce means he goes through people and can go through contact. That's a different type of bounce. That's not just your vertical leap.
So, Allie, real quick.
Yeah.
The Lakers can afford to rest Braun, right? Because the West that dangerous. Is that what it is?
It's an interesting conversation because I was going to after Rich weighed in on his thoughts. Rich, what was your thought going to be about with Braun? And then I'll weigh in. Rich?
Wait, what'd you say? I'm sorry. He was asking me a question. Like, bro, we got lock in when the red light's on. We're on set. We got lock in, right? Yeah. So no. So that means that when they ask me a question, I got to know. Because I'm trying to watch this game, talk to these clowns, and then you. Okay, what was your question?
We aren't clowns. Having said that,
I was talking about the bottom.
Perk and Channing were talking about Braun resting, and you were going to weigh in and give your thoughts.
No, this is what I'm saying. I think everyone's correct. I think part of it is his stubbornness, which there's everybody on here, including Phoenix, knows about his stubbornness. His stubbornness is all like your greatest strength can be your greatest weakness. Right now, his stubbornness to prove to people to do what's never been done, to be this age and to play this many minutes and this many games and not miss any. This is him showing his strength of durability, right? And this is what I'm saying. But collectively, we all know that the West is open and they can make a run. So this is not the smartest use of LeBron. To burn him out in the first 35 games, we know he's superhuman for this age. He's still not superhuman like he was when he was 25 or 32. It's different. So they're mismanaging it, in my opinion, but it's because he's stubborn and is pushing to do this. We know he used to schedule his games off. So we know this. He would schedule his games off weeks in advance, being like, well, if I sit out this one, we don't have another game for 3 days, so I get a 7-day break. We know this. So if he's not doing it, that means because he is doing it himself. This ain't the Lakers. This ain't anybody else. This is him.
66-52 lead for the Timberwolves right now. The only thing that I will add to that is it's just so funny how being inside and obviously covering the team, I was doing pregame. There's some people in the chat saying Allie isn't at the game. When the team is on the road, just for a little perspective, we're all here in studio. So I do pregame. My co-host Chris McGee takes over at half and does postgame. I am here at the studio, but I'm staying engaged watching the game. For all of you that think I just kind of fade away. Having said that, it's funny because he is in a bit of a slump shooting the 3-ball right now. He had missed his last 15 after tying Kyle Korver on the all-time threes list at 7th. He's missed his last 15 coming into tonight. And the question was not about why is Braun playing or what are you thinking about resting Braun? You're now in the midst of, this is 4 games in 5 nights, and they're at the start, they're game 2 of a 4-game road trip. And that's not been the conversation at all surrounding LeBron James. It was, what do you think of his shooting slump? And JJ said, I hope he takes 9 more. Well, as of right now, he's 0 for 3. So you guys know that Braun's going to shoot his way out of it. I say all this to say, you guys know this too. And from a player's perspective, if he's feeling healthy, he's always been about this his entire career, to kind of that maybe stubbornness point. He's going to play, but I don't know the exact analytic scientific numbers, but his usage rate this season is down. And it's down, and I believe in a significant way. Is there something to that? Or that doesn't even kind of weigh or factor in as we continue to see him? This is game 21 for the Lakers, and he has not missed a game.
Really quickly, guys. We all know this, and we're just saying this. There's 2.5, 3 hours of prep that man does before a game, before the 90 minutes of group. So you're talking about 5 hours of high-level work for him to get ready and do the game and do all of that stuff, right? Stop drinking my moonshine, right? And so when there's that much work, having a day off of that, it's not just the game, the 42 minutes that people see. It's the 3 hours that he's there doing his body, doing all. That's what you get a day off of, like that type of rest. That's what to me, his usage rate is down because AD is balling, but he's still on the court doing all of that work to maintain what he is doing.
When they say usage rate, right? That's just offensively, and I'm being serious. That's offensively with the ball in his hands. Mm-hmm. But that don't mean him running up and down the floor. Because the one thing we do know about Braun is when it comes down to guys, and this might sound crazy, but it's real. He probably had the best first 3 steps I've ever seen in my life. Mm-hmm. And I say that because don't act like we all wasn't part of the first 3-step drill that you used to walk. I know in Oklahoma City, they used to stand at half court. They used to hold a tennis ball this fucking high, right? And they would drop it, and they would tell you, get out, first 3 steps, and you have to run under the damn tennis ball.
You didn't get that ball once.
And you got to go, right? And so I bring that up because if you look, anytime it's transition, Braun still to this day, he knows his first 3 steps, he's always out, he's always out, he's always sprinting the break, he's always getting back on in transition. So, I mean, it is wear and tear there. And now you look tonight, he's guarding Julius Randle at times, right? A guy that want to bump and grind down low. And I'm not tripping. I still stand on this, and I'm going to be done. Last night, 2 guys were auditioning for Rob Pelinka, Jeannie Buss, and the Lakers. That was Kessler and Colin Sexton. Those are the 2 guys that they need. I'm telling you, they need them. Everybody like, Colin Sexton? I'm like, yes, Colin Sexton. Yeah. JJ said it his damn self. JJ said, hey, we don't have the personnel. We don't have a guy that's going to pick up 94 feet. You will if you get Colin Sexton. You want a guy that's going to crash the glass and take a load off on AD? Get Kessler in there. I'm telling you. And then you don't have to give up much. And the West is so wide open. I don't know.
If they got Kessler and they got Sexton. Now, Sexton is a crazy version like Pat Bev, but we all believe that you can get him in line to do what he needs to do. I appreciate that, the hype, Phoenix. But what I'm more saying is like those 2 players filled the need that they have. But it was the same thing we were talking about when we talked about Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. like you should give away those picks because they fill the need that you have. Both of them can shoot. One of them's a defender. One goes to the 5. AD plays the 4, and now you have a floor spacer in Buddy Hield. So again, it's less about adding talent to the Lakers. It's about adding the right pieces, and then they're open. You right, Phoenix?
Yeah.
I will say, Perk, really quick, in addition to obviously what the Lakers need, you had that conversation just a second ago.
Oh
about
my God, he just threw up an air ball, Bron.
LeBron's first. I was hoping that we could just get past that. LeBron's
Hold on, I'm behind. I'm behind.
No,
first
but hear me.
3 steps. Tony D'Amico says Ant accelerates like that too, in my opinion.
Yeah, but Ant's 5 inches smaller.
It's a little different when somebody's 6'9"
He does.
talking to you like Jason.
Yeah,
Hey.
there's a difference. There's a difference though between like a Ferrari coming at you and a Mack truck. You know what I'm saying? That's
A Ferrari?
yeah, bro. I'm saying like Anthony Edwards is like a Ferrari, small and fast, but he's strong. Bron's like a Mack truck where like
Dude,
a train.
I remember these feeling this way on back-to-backs when I was like my last year, where I was trying to will my legs to move. His shot is he's not a natural shooter. He's had to work to be a shooter. So when your legs aren't in it or you feel heavy, you start trying to aim that mother all over the place. He's missed every single which way. He was short on that free throw in the first half. He just looks like his legs are running in cement. And I love that Minnesota's like, we're just going to go at him. He's in that lower rotation. He's only rotating once. Like,
Yo, do you remember? But this
crazy.
is the thing. Channing, Bron used to be the free safety. We used to specifically put him on the weak side and let him he would just sprint for that steal to the skip.
He's 40.
I know.
And
I'm saying though, before you used to put him in the position to dominate that weak side. Now he's over there and they're going at him. And it's
he 2 for 12 tonight. But look, I was called. I would not acknowledge, but I was called dumb, a dummy, fake news.
My bad. I apologize for saying
ugly.
I apologize for saying
Alex Shannon. I'm not talking to Richard. Nephew, I'm talking
big head.
I was called a dummy for tweeting out. All I said was, it seems to me this could be Bron last year. Was I
I
wrong?
almost put that on our text chain today. Now I know what you're talking about, Perk. I
What?
saw that.
Yeah, they called me dumb. Like,
Yeah.
You don't want so you made Phoenix upset. You made Phoenix upset because you made Phoenix upset talking about Bron's gonna retire. It's okay.
my bad.
It's okay. It's okay.
Go get some VHS tapes. You'll see the beginning of his career.
Hey,
Oh, hush.
but I was like, damn, I'm being called everything under the sun for making something that really possibly could happen. And it's not like I don't feel like Bron could, yes, can he play till he 45? Absolutely. In a lesser role. Not this high level. Hell, if he play a Udonis Haslam role, he could play till he's 50. And this is not no knock on UD. I'm just keeping it a book.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm saying he looks mentally drained at times.
Well, understand when Kareem was doing this, he was at times the 3rd, 4th best player on this team. And maybe the most important, think about Tim Duncan winning that championship later in his career. Yeah. That was like the Kareem role. Tim Duncan, they don't do anything without him, but Tony was in his prime. Manu, Kawhi was in his prime. Like they had a loaded roster. And like the Lakers, in my opinion, were very similar to like that San Antonio Spurs when they had Kareem at the end. He's going to be our anchor. We need him for 60, 70 games, and we need him for the postseason. That's how they treated Kareem. That's how they drug him along, right? Hence that whole sign in Airplane where it's like, says my daddy said you only play in the 4th and in the playoffs, right? It's like that is what they do, but that's not what Bron's role is here. Bron is playing point guard, tops in the league in assists. Scoring is down, percentages are down, but it's mainly because he's doing too much. Go ahead.
What, me?
Yeah, bro. What? That's a chicken without a head.
We actually talked about when you talk about
I don't know.
The fatigue and just the tired that you see, Perk. We had this stat last night after the game because I don't know if you guys saw this, but Bron and Kareem are the only two to now have 15,000 made field goals. we had Byron Scott on our post-game show, and they had fun with it. And it's no knock to Byron, but Byron had scored 15,000 points in his career. And we were just talking about like that kind of longevity of like 15,000 field goals.
We're not here to talk about the records because we could do that all day. We're here to talk about his performance this season and
it was the context of him saying he's fatigued, and then I was going to take it one step further. Dick Jefferson to let you know that his scoring is down for the first time since being a Laker. He's at 23, below 25. Obviously, hasn't been below 25 since his second season in the NBA. But his assists are up at over 9 a game. Like, I agree. I don't know. I agree with you.
We're not saying the dude is trash, but we're talking.
I'm
I'm not saying that.
It's a joke.
I am on record in not saying that. I'm on record saying that if he would have played 5 less games, the Lakers, like even with the way he's playing and not at his highest, if he would have played 5 less games, his numbers would look better. What I think the Lakers
can't afford to
3
do
more
that.
losses.
They can't exactly. They can't afford to do that. And I think they know because you see what Houston is doing right now. You see what the Memphis Grizzlies, the Rockets are fucking balling.
Man, just say earmuffs, Perk. My kid has never heard a cuss word.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
What the fuck, man?
I do. My bad. Excuse me.
I just heard.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
That was Perk.
Sorry about that, nephew. I'm sorry about that, nephew. My bad. I do curse in my house a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You ain't hanging out with his kids.
Hey, I'm gonna come teach you the real world.
Yeah. Oh God. No.
Are y'all buying or selling on the Timberwolves?
I'm buying. I'm buying.
Look. Go ahead. You want? I'm gonna give you a prop. I'm selling. What am I buying? The contenders.
You're selling, Kirk?
Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis. Are you done?
I'm not sold. I'm not sold on the Timberwolves at all. It's weird when they talk. All they talk about is their chemistry in a way that I know that they don't really F with each other. Also, when each one gets the ball for the most part, now not the Lakers because the Lakers when they're not scoring, they are absolutely doo-doo on defense. Like you look at the effort from that last 3 with AD stays down, they run a rescreen, he doesn't even contest, and then doesn't box out Rudy. Rudy gets the dunk. So, like, yes, we're talking about Braun, but secondly, I think Minnesota, watch them when Julius Randle gets the ball. There's rarely cutters. Everyone stands still. And
he's rarely passing.
But he throws Hadoukens from Street Fighter. He fires that thing so hard. You'd be like, where do you think these people are? Across a field?
You two know this, right? From being shooters. You two know this. It's a certain type of way that a person pass you the ball, you feel the energy of the ball. And when you step into it, it's like, oh shit, I'm about to knock this down. Julius Randle passed you the ball like, man, get out my way. Here, man. Like that, I don't like that energy is contagious. Like you got to pass that ball with confidence. Like Rondo used to come down, he used to be like, oh, here, dunk that big fella. Like that instantly as he dropping you the dime. Knock that down, Ray. Here you go, take it on the bounce pass, hit the big fella. Like that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, Julius, man, I think, right now we do have to realize he's trying to get his lettuce. He's trying to get his lettuce. He's trying to get his bread.
I understand he's trying to get his bread, but I also understand that winning, he's going to get 25 off the rip. He's going to get 25 off the rip.
25 mil?
Yes, easy. The extra money he's going to get is to show he can win, right? Now, and this is, does he get you a lot of points? Absolutely. Is he a solid defender? At times. I sent you a stat. That's that. He has the least amount of shot blocks for as much time as he's ever played. Like he's top 3, I think, something crazy, like a guard. So he's not a rim protector for someone 6'9". So you got to play him. You can't play him off the ball. So you got to play him on the ball. And then,
I got you. But I'm gonna tell you, I just looked at this stat line. 0 excuses for Anthony Davis. Okay, you're in the middle of your prime. Now, this is what we call them big game worthy. You know what I'm
Big
saying?
game, James.
Big game James. Okay, big game James was talking about the other night. See, it's night like tonight. Why isn't this carrying over for AD? Yes, you're on the back to back, but you're in the middle of your prime. You know, who brings it every night
Jokic,
on the back to
Giannis.
back? The most dominant player in the league, Giannis
Jokic.
Antetokounmpo. Even on his worst night, right now, that stat line would look something like 25, 9, and 4. You know what I'm saying? AD right now, when Braun need him on the back-to-back, you give me 10 and 11 on 4-14. I ain't picking on you. I'm just saying it's a
I think it's just an
mindset.
off night, though. I think it's off shooting night. I really do. I say that because obviously covering the Lakers, they're 4-0, 3-0 in second night of back-to-backs. The other night against the Thunder, it's the first time we've talked about Anthony Davis only having one shot in the fourth quarter. I'm just honestly, having watched it, I think it's an off shooting night. But it doesn't take away from, obviously, the Lakers need him to be better, Perk.
Yeah, but Alan, no, I agree with you. It is off shooting night. It is.
Well,
off
I'm actually
shooting
kind of I think that's what it looks like to me. But
How many free throws do Anthony Davis have?
fair 4. He's 4
See,
for 4.
He just got his first, and that's the part where there was a few seasons where I could score the ball. There's a few seasons I could score the ball, right? Scoring, 18, 20. One of the key things there on back-to-backs, 4 and 5, it's free throws. Like, you'd have to have in your brain, if I can get 10 free throws, even if I go 5 for 14, right? And let's say all of those are buckets, right? That's 10 points. If I go 8 for 10 from the free throw line, even on a 5 for 14 night, I'm at 18 to 20. Right? And he's right there now. But I'm saying, like, he's leading the league in scoring. His mathematics should be even greater.
Who is?
Or second, he was second in the league in scoring at one point in time behind Giannis, right? And so it's one of those things where, like, his math is like, you can't have 4 free throws in the third, right? That shows a level of aggression, to me. And he's not an aggressive player, but that's how you can maintain a level of consistency on an off night. Yeah, you're not going to be knocking down threes. You're not going to be sprying, dunking on everybody on the fourth game in 5 nights. But what you can do is be efficient and make sure you're putting yourself in the right spots.
The other thing to your point too as well, Perk, because last night he had 33, but that was on 13 of 25. So I don't think he's shooting the ball particularly well right now.
13 of 25 is good.
7?
Yeah,
Yep, but he
that's
still need to
50%.
get to the free throw line. We need the drama. Okay, we need the drama.
33 points on 25 shots.
That's insane.
No. Hear me out. What was his free throw numbers?
From last night?
Yes.
I gotta look that up.
Because that's where it was. Because if you're shooting 50% from the field, he's just below 50%. That's a great shooting night.
I just don't like Julius Randle's game. Like,
I actually do want to talk more about the Minnesota Timberwolves.
It hurts my heart because he goes in there and he's 4 people and he flails. And it's just like there's so many people open. Now, I got to be more careful of, like, it's not Julius Randle the person. The way he sees the game, it would infuriate me, and it did at times when I was his teammate.
He don't see the game.
5 of 6 for AD last night.
Okay, really quickly. I'm sorry.
Max Christie was 8 of 10.
But then we're gonna get back to it. But again, 25 shot attempts is great, right? Like, that is like what you really want for against a great scorer is point a shot. So if he has 25 shots and scores under 25 points as a defender, you did an elite job. A point per shot. If he's shooting 50%, he's above a point per shot here with 25 field goals, 33 points. The problem is with 25 field goals for a big man, you should also be around 8 to 10 free throws at least. You add 8 to 10 free throws, you add another 5 free throws to this. Now he's closer to 40. That looks like the dominance performance that you start to see consistently from the likes of Giannis and Embiid.
I also think we need to take into consideration what he has to do defensively for this absolutely doo-doo team. He is everywhere as much as possible. You're asking him be an MVP all season. He's only done that maybe twice in his career. To be that dominant on both ends, I think that's exhausting for him.
What
Now,
better time to start than now? What better time to start than now?
Yeah, no, too late. Here's why I think it's too late. This is just me.
Ooh,
I think
14
AD, I don't want to say, and this is just me assuming, the way he plays at times, he plays like, yeah, I'm a really good player, but I have nothing left to prove. I'm out here to show you who I am, but I don't have that extra little ounce of dog that Giannis has. Now, hear me out. Giannis has a lot to prove and plays that way. Jokic plays like he has a lot to prove. AD, I think, is like, I'm top 75. I've won a championship. I have all these things. Like, it's not like it's the team.
I in the past, yes. This year we're gonna focus on the now.
Right.
AD's been playing like he has something to prove.
He's been balling
On both ends of the floor. Like we can't ask no more of him, right? Like we asked for him to raise his level to Giannis play. He's doing that. He's averaging 30. He's getting you 12 to 15 rebounds a game. He's anchoring that defense. He's been reliable, right? This year, Shannon, I would agree with you if you was talking about the past couple seasons. I'm with you. Like you want him to be a dog. He's been a dog, right? Like this is version of being a dog. Is he gonna yell every single time down the floor? No. Is he gonna show emotions? No. But this is why you gotta go out and surround him and Braun with fucking pit bulls, man. You know what I'm saying? Not labradoodles, pit bulls.
Don't say that.
Oh, you hear? Nephew, I didn't know you were sitting right there,
He
man.
ain't never leaving,
But you
bro.
gotta give me a
Don't you got a
heads up, bro.
bedtime?
Go get some custom earphones. Let's go fit those ears. You know what I'm saying? But look, here's the thing. Well, can we get to some drama?
Oh my Lord, bro!
Can we get to some drama?
Please.
How long before Mike Brown is out of there in Sacramento?
Which sucks. Which sucks. Here, let me go because I did the Kings OKC game. Putting DeMar DeRozan there, I thought and DeMar DeRozan, a very good player, was the opposite of what they needed and completely ruined that whole vibe. They like to play up and down. They like to shoot the three. They were passing this thing. All of a sudden, they're 22nd in passes. I think their pace of game is lower 20s, right? The way that they have confidence when they play ain't it. They're not built to play slow. Just because they gave up the most 20-point leads last year doesn't mean you go get the guy who's clutch. You got to go get a Sacramento Kings player, and I don't think they did that. So now the spacing is bad, their rhythm is bad. They don't believe in each other.
Okay, well, this is the thing, Channing. The year
that
they went nuts, they were the least injured team in the entire NBA. West was down. They had the least amount of injuries, missed games. Like when they were breaking all the records, don't look confused. They had the least amount of injuries. The West also that year was down, right? The West was down. No, hear me out. That's when Golden State was coming off their championship. They couldn't win a game at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you guys not remember? I'm not saying that there isn't stuff, but I'm saying sometimes you can elevate a team in 1 year. To me, they weren't as good as that regular season that they showed 2 years ago. They were on their way because look at OKC. Look at some of these other young teams as they were a young team. They were on the way up and they kept climbing. Sacramento is a good team, but they are, to me, that 1 year they got to second or third or whatever. To me, they are at best a sixth team. They are a 6th seed at best.
And right now they're at 12, 2 games below 500, 3-7 in their last 10. Marquise Carter says stop Perk, and Zane7 said bad trade.
Stop? What do you mean by stop?
And it wasn't a trade, wasn't it?
No,
signing.
Who is it?
So it shows you how much you know. Bad trade.
What the hell you mean stop?
Well, that's all we know, Perk. That's all we know. We don't know what they're saying stop about.
Because It's
Hey,
because I said Mike Brown's on the hot.
Marcus with a
Yeah,
Q.
it came out at that point.
Marcus
Okay,
with a
look.
Q.
Here's the thing. Didn't Mike Brown in the front office, they was at a standoff about his contract extension?
Yeah.
They had a little tension going on, right?
Ooh, good.
They
Forgot
had a
about
little tension. Listen, at some point, we got to look at the Sacramento Kings with all that athleticism. De'Aaron Fox, one of the fastest players in the game. All right, he got to be better defensively. To me, when you look at a guy like Keegan Murray, I think getting DeMar DeRozan actually hurt Keegan Murray, right? I think that didn't, because I thought Keegan Murray was on the rise, 6'8", 6'9", could shoot the lights out. I thought he was on the rise of being something, all-star caliber, at least putting up Michael Porter Jr. type numbers on a
They
consistent
love
basis.
him in Sacramento.
Sabonis, we know who you are, but it don't look like he's gotten any better. He's still missing bunnies around. Last night, I'm watching the game. Excuse me, nephew. I'm watching the
He
game,
is snitch.
Great.
and I thought Sabonis was padding his stats. He literally missed about 5 chippies around the basket.
He was on his Angel Reese.
No, I ain't say all that. You said.
Oh, we can't talk
Hey,
about
Richard
the
gets
WNBA.
canceled tomorrow.
We can't talk
I'm
about
looking-
the WNBA. Angel, we love you.
I'm saying they got
come on now.
They
Don't
got
get
some
sensitive
control
now.
They got some control over this game after losing to the Portland Trail Blazers, and then Victor Wembanyama came out with that leather belt and gave them a spanking. Did you see them numbers?
Yeah,
Did
they
you
look like
see-
Jokic numbers.
I'm like, damn. But you know who's the first to go? So in that organization, in that city, they're thinking right now, yes, they got a lot of time left, but you're in a tough Western Conference. They wasn't expecting this team to get off to this type of start. And now, hey, let us get about 10 more games in and let them be 5 games under 500.
Let's just say
They're
that-
not a talented team.
Let's
Yeah.
say
They're just not. They're not a well put together team. Like you said, they're athletic. They got 2 athletic dudes,
Cool.
Malik
No, well,
Monk
Malik-
and De'Aaron Fox. That's it.
No, but bro, like when you look at shooters, right? And you got Keegan, like
He's iffy this year.
but my point is,
Yeah,
when I go back to 2 years ago,
Richard, 2
They're-
years ago, boy, I could run miles.
no. What I'm saying, when I go back to 2 years ago, are they as talented as we thought they were 2 years ago? They
No.
went from being a 2 seed and not having any injuries and playing outstanding basketball to now you're looking at them and you're like, well, Keegan's not that great. Like De'Aaron's nice. Like we know what Sabonis is. Sabonis is very good, and it looks like Sabonis will be that guy for the next 7-8 years. But it looks like he's going to be that guy, very similar to Rudy Gobert. What he brings is what he brings. What he doesn't is what he doesn't. That's what it is. There is no more like, oh, maybe he'll improve his 3-point shot. Maybe he'll do this. No, that's what he is. So
Why is LeBron in this game right now?
What did you say?
Huh?
Why is LeBron in this game right now?
Why
Down
is he-
23.
Because he's got
I
to
was
get
just
10
gonna
points.
ask that.
He's got to get 10 points. He's only at 9.
Oh,
He ain't leaving that game.
He's got 10 points.
yeah, he don't.
He ain't leaving that game till 10. I promise.
He's
you.
got 10 points.
Oh, he just got 10. Oh, well, he just missed a free throw. Oh, he just hit his 10th free throw. Okay.
So it's
That
the
was for
second
11.
night of a
gonna tell you this.
back-to-back.
He can
He
sit
might
down.
need to- hey, remember that Miami trip? He may need to
Kenny.
make another Miami vacation during the season.
Okay, well,
Right.
good for him because they're heading there next. They're on the second night of a back-to-back.
Oh,
They
he's
got
gonna be
Miami
fine.
on
Bron
Wednesday,
just had to get
Oh,
to
he could be
Miami.
good.
and then they have the Hawks on Friday.
Bron just had to get to Miami.
Speaking of athleticism,
Thank you.
the Atlanta Hawks,
Oh,
that damn Jalen Johnson,
Oh, he bounced.
that
he's bouncy.
Speaking of the Atlanta Hawks, I believe they're losing to the Pelicans right now.
no, they won.
Beat the
Adam.
Pelicans. They beat the
Oh, they
Pelicans.
ended up winning.
Some,
Oh.
they
Oh.
about to that house on fire down there in New Orleans, baby. They out. I'm telling you, something about to go on in New Orleans, and I hate
What?
it.
Oh yeah, they
Huh?
did. Oh, my
No,
God.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying,
Something
oh,
is
Yo.
about to go on.
DeJounte Murray 2 for 6, but DeJounte just got back. They got their
Hang
squad,
on really
man.
quick, because I love this. Car Parker, watching Perk on Road Trippin has changed me to a Perk enjoyer from a Perk disliker.
Really? Hey, shout out to you.
You
You
got
know, that's
one.
funny. I like Perk more before he was on here, so that goes for one of us. Tell him.
You know what? I get that a lot.
That's
I
my
get
guy.
that a lot. A lot of people always tell me, I like you better on road tripping than I do on TV, and I'm like, why?
Because you don't have to argue on here. You
Yeah.
can just
Right,
talk
right,
and we
right,
listen.
right. True.
Like
Yeah.
Stephen A. does.
Good
Like
day.
Stephen A. does. Do you hear what he said? Like
What?
Stephen A. does. Yeah.
Stephen A. is just like, this guy's not doing this. This guy's not doing this. Why is it not like this guy? Guys, it's so aggressive.
Clip it. Clip it.
Seriously, if that
Hey.
does not make the rounds,
Hey, let's
Phoenix,
say
who
this.
taught you that? That was
Who
genius.
taught him what? He watched. I watch it in the morning. I
That-
watch
hey,
it in the
that
morning,
was-
and then it's just like they're
Nephew,
yelling
that
at us
was
while I'm
A1.
cooking eggs. He's yelling at us while I'm cooking eggs about something. They're like, "Daddy, he's aggressive." I'm like, "Yeah, he is."
Can we talk? Let's talk good stuff, right?
That
Because
was amazing.
you know what? Online, social media, people are like, well, the NBA product and all these teams shooting all these threes and this and that, et cetera, et cetera. Not enough attention goes to the teams that are actually playing really good ball because they're not on TV. And
Who-
here's the truth. The older teams, other than Golden State, are on the downslope, a big downslope. And the younger teams, Orlando, Houston, even, and I'm going to say San Antonio, OKC, Atlanta, as soon as
Detroit.
Detroit. Those are the teams that we need. They're better, Richard. They're better.
Look. It would be better if the schedule was really set, like not all the way in advance.
Right.
If the schedule was, and they have flex where they can take games off and all this other stuff. But
the Cavs, yeah, they're playing good basketball where people can say, "Oh, this is what the NBA is." But you're still watching. No offense to the Lakers, we're still watching a 39-year-old Bron, right? We're still watching the Clippers without Kawhi. We're still watching the Suns figure things out.
Wait.
Speaking
guys,
of the Clippers,
Oh yeah, we'll get to the Clippers. He's playing. Yo, can we? Okay, so Ali and I were discussing this. It's going to be an unpopular opinion, right? They were talking about on. Oh God, I can't remember the show, but they were talking about Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, on Levitard.
Shohei Ohtani has put together 3 of the greatest baseball seasons that we have ever seen in the history of the sport.
what is it again?
Shohei Ohtani plays baseball.
Okay.
Right? Dodger player from Japan.
I didn't watch one baseball game.
That's fine. The Dodgers won the World Series. Go Dodgers, right? Point being is this. A player that talented typically is celebrated even more in this country. The 3 most popular players in the NBA, Steph, KD, Bron. All 3 of them are at the end of their career. Jokic has won 3 out of 4 MVPs. Now, say what you want about he doesn't want the attention, he doesn't want that. That is true. But if you win 3 out of 4 MVPs in this country, you are a walking deity. You are a god. You are a legend, right? Oh, thank you, Phoenix. And so my point is this. The NBA, in my opinion, because we know the numbers, it goes LeBron's ratings, Steph's ratings, everyone else. So when all of these guys are now gone, Bill Simmons said, "Oh, Caitlin Clark is more popular than any NBA player under 30." And it's true because no player under 30 moves the needle.
Wow.
The only players
I mean,
that move the needle,
was a
I know that wasn't
scorching-
an
I'm just
obvious
saying,
statement.
shout
No,
out
I'm
to
not
Ben
saying, but I'm
Simmons
just
for
pointing.
the
We're
scorching
bringing
hot
in,
take. I mean,
we're
he's
bringing
on
in
fire.
statements from other people. My point is this. Long story short, my point is this. The NBA is in a space and a transition. We don't have any young superstars that move the needle that you can put on and people are just going to turn on. Steph, KD, and Bron, These guys are still relevant, but they're at the end of their career. Even coming off the USA basketball success, you would think that the NBA ratings, whether it was Wemby or whatever, would be elevated coming off the summer success of watching it. It's not. It's not. So, like, is the NBA in trouble? I think it's in a transitional phase from these guys to no superstars. That's why they're looking for the next phase of the league. The NBA is not in trouble. It's just in a transitional phase.
Listen,
I also want to let you know really quick, Perk, that Ohtani just won his 3rd MVP, and they're all unanimous.
All unanimous.
I mean, I'm learning.
Yeah, it's
So,
wild.
put it this way: my neighbor in my own neighborhood played baseball, was an all-star, Jed Lowry, and I go, Jed, give me why he's so good. He goes, Channing, if Ohtani just pitched, he would be one of the top 3 greatest pitchers ever. And if now he had Tommy John surgery, so when he hits, he's one of the greatest, if not the greatest hitter of all time. And then
average. He hit
wherever
50,
he's at,
we
he's
had
the
never
greatest.
seen 40-40. Our 40-40 was
crazy.
the mark. We had never
He's
seen
big.
50-50.
What about King Griffey?
But no, but he was part of the 40-40 club.
Ah.
40-40. So Shohei joined the 40-40 club, but because there was so much time left to go, he got to 50 home runs and 50 steals.
And look, I don't think that the NBA has a bad product. Okay, I think the NBA just have a problem. It's social media out there.
Ugh,
And today's look, here's the thing.
it's
Kids
so
are
negative.
these children, they're going to watch highlights. They're not turning on the television. The television in my front room, the only time that it is on is when I'm at home. Other than that, nobody watches TV in my house. No one. No one. If my wife watch TV, it's Real Housewives of something. Okay?
Of New Orleans.
Yeah, of Potomac and New Orleans and all this old crazy stuff. I be asleep. I don't watch that. But listen, here's the thing. This generation is not watching the games, bro. I'm serious. They're on the games, they're on TikTok. We was talking about this before we even came on air. And this is not no knock, right? This is not a knock on no one. To each his own. You find your lane, you do what you do until you find an exit. Castanet, Kevin Hart, and Drewski had 800,000.
Look, and Jake Paul and Mike Tyson outdid Sunday Night Football. But
what I'm saying. Listen though, Richard, can I finish? All I'm saying is that this generation of kids, they don't watch basketball. It's not like
he knows.
It's not like we got some really good players in our league. Like
they don't move the needle, Perk.
Why?
Hear me out.
What are they doing wrong?
Wait. This is what we talk about moving the needle. The people that have carried the NBA in the last 40 years, it was Dr. J, it was Magic and Larry, Michael, it was Kobe and Shaq, then it was LeBron. Then we had Steph. There is not a player that is showing that they are on that trajectory, that they are that special, that they are that dynamic. There's no one there yet. Jokic is, but he's not American, and so
that's the problem.
And that the American basketball players, in my opinion, there's a deficit of very good American basketball players, and there's more international players that are coming over and dominating. But just it's the marketing of international players in America is very different than American homegrown players, and that's something that people aren't always ready to talk about.
Can I say this? Over the last 10, 15 years, when we were growing up, I could watch Tim Duncan, right, and say, I can be Tim Duncan. Or if I was a little smaller and I like to rebound, oh, look at Charles Barkley. Most of the players now are all the same player. They work out the same. They do the same moves. So when I look at somebody, I'm not looking at the game. Most of these guys and how they train is with the ball in their hand, 57 different moves. It ends up being a step back three. No one has that individuality. And when you watch the game, like I told Phoenix, watch the game. Like I tell my son right now, you should be watching Sabonis. He's very simple. He is physical. He's simple, and he puts effort in. He's an underrated passer. I said, just watch him. But no one else is going to say, go watch Sabonis, right? But because they're like, well, I want my kid to be Joel Embiid, or I want my kid to be Steph or James Harden or KD.
That's
It's not, you can't be that. There's not
Yeah.
enough great diversity within skills. That's why Jokic dominates our league.
But
Because
it's a lot. It's a lot
knows
of players, the young guys, young men should be watching.
yes.
Derek White, Drew Holiday, OG
Yep.
Anunoby,
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, but Perk, I agree with you. But let's go back to when you were in high school. Who were the equivalent to those players?
I couldn't watch those players. You know why, Richard?
I'm not talking about
hold on,
you being on a
listen.
dirt
I'm glad
floor
you
in
brought
a
that up.
Beaumont,
I couldn't
Texas.
watch. Hold on, you know why?
We ain't
Because
why?
it was only one game coming on every Sunday that we could catch. I didn't have cable. Okay.
NBC had triple headers.
No, listen. I ain't have cable. My grandmother was only watching one guy.
Jesus.
The Black Jesus. All right, Jordan.
Nah, I did.
Guys,
listen,
I love you.
as I
It's
got
their
older,
bedtime, and the Lakers are already asleep.
Wait, but Daddy, it's only
Look, as I got older, I became a Lakers fan.
it's only 7 or 8.
A Rockets fan. You got me saying the Lakers. Clutch City, Elijah Warren, Mario Elliott, Vernon Maxwell, those guys. I was watching those guys hoop, but I'm just saying, man, these young players, man, they are not watching television at all.
Okay, I just recognize this. I believe this is our girl Dia Miller. You guys know her. She said, I think this is less of a superstar game issue and more of a social media video game other option issue. It's not just basketball. Seems like sports in general, different generation. Then she weighed in and said, honestly, Jared McCain, of course, for those of you that don't watch the NBA, is a name kids who are consuming social media will recognize. There are probably kids watching him for that reason.
Yes.
So you got to be up here making TikTok.
What up, D?
Shut up, girl.
Yeah, I'm not
Getting 20?
I'm not disputing any of that. All I'm saying is
What you saying?
the number one sport in America is football. It is predominantly American players. Like you get the Samoans, it is American players. Baseball has struggled with that. There was questions even if Shohei Ohtani could be the face of the league, right? If Shohei Ohtani was Mike Trout, I guarantee you he would be bigger. Now that's just part of it. That's just part of understanding the marketing and the entertainment. We don't have a young, otherworldly superstar. We've had them for the last 40 years. There is not one that has stepped up and put himself in that space.
But
Zion
look,
could have been it. Somebody mentioned it.
Listen.
Hey, talk to Channing because I gotta go.
Like we had them.
I'm joking. I gotta put them to bed. them to bed.
Okay, bye, Richard.
Bye.
We have them, but they fail. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Zion, right? The greatest prospect. All right, nephew.
Bye.
The greatest prospects. One of the greatest prospects since LeBron. You know, he was in between him and Wemby. He has not lived up to it because he hasn't been available. Ja was almost there. Ja have these incidents off the court. All of a sudden, he got to start from the bottom, right? Then now you're looking at Anthony Edwards. The problem with Ant-Man, right? He's in Minnesota. I see him on Sprite commercials, Adidas commercials. Hell, he's everywhere. But again, you got to win. You got to do it at a high level. There's some things that he also needs to clean up. I wish I had his phone number because I would text him at times and say, hey, young fella, if I was you, I wouldn't say that in the interview. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could because he could go to a whole nother level.
I know. Yes, I know.
You don't want him to be authentic, but you still want him to know, like, hey, man, like, you know, it's a corporate side. You know what I'm saying? Button up a little bit, man, because you could probably make you an extra $300-400 million outside of the basketball world.
Yeah.
Right? So is Cooper Flag? Is he gonna be the next up?
No.
So I mean,
no.
Jason Tatum, he's trying.
But the problem is, here's the problem. Because we have so much access to these players, you are who you are. Like, you can't hide anymore who you are unless you're Kawhi Leonard, right? And even now, after a few years, you get to know who they are. people just don't vibe with Jason Tatum like that. It's not his fault. He's not doing anything wrong. It just seems like somebody slipped him a note and said, "Hey, after you win, scream." I forgot what he screamed. Scream something. Everyone's like, "Man, cut that out." And now it turns into a meme. And I think for me, and somebody said this here, guys going to different teams. That's also there's not their fault, right? That was just one section of the NBA's history where guys were moving to different teams like that. It's not going to happen as much anymore because of these apron rules.
Allie,
Get rid of that.
Perk.
thoughts?
I mean, I think you nailed it. And it was before we even came on here when you're talking about streaming and social media and how you even said it yourself. It's like we all have our moments and I'm not exposing anything, but you're just like, am I in the wrong profession? It's like,
Right.
like, did I do something wrong? Did I go the wrong direction? Like,
Look,
but it's a real thing. I mean, there was someone here in our comments that were talking about how they miss the days that every single time it came to the finals, LeBron James would be there. Think about like that was like, how did we miss the shift in the LeBron hasn't been in the finals, obviously 2020, the COVID year, but before that, it was 2018. Like it's been 6 years. How are we missing?
I want you to think about this. This no lie. I don't believe I told y'all this story. Okay. They have this basketball tournament. It's called Ballin' at the Beach. All right. It's an AAU basketball tournament. It's down there in Florida.
Oh,
what happened?
I'm still watching the game. This dude went down the middle of the lane and punched on him.
I turned that shit off way a long time ago.
No, I'm watching. Hey, Luka Garza can hoop, by the way.
Oh, I like Luka.
Hey, love his game.
He can hoop. Listen, I'm down there balling at the beach. Now, at this tournament, you have Jamal Crawford, you have Rajon Rondo, you have Josh Smith, you have Tyler Hero, you have Anthony Edwards. I'm there. You have so many guys. I believe Carlos Boozer was there, Reggie Evans, right? But like Eric Dampier. So you have all these like former, current NBA players walking through the gym, right? You may get stopped. You know what I'm saying? People were stopping me a little bit more because I'm obviously on TV every day, right? It's not because, oh, yeah, Perk had a better career than Rondo or Jamal Crawford. I'm just more visible to the new generation. Anthony Edwards, he get mobbed a little bit as he walked in. Cam Wilder, okay, who's a YouTuber, Niles Newman, Nelson Newman, and Noah Newman, 3 brothers. All of them is with this RWE. Shut the gym down. When they walked in, the game stopped. Everybody ran to their court, even the players that was playing in the other games. Now, these are guys that they could play, but they're never going to reach it to that next level, and they know that, but they're capitalized on the moment. Right then, I was like, oh, yeah, shit is wild. Real story, I'm gonna give y'all this story. Let me tell you how crazy JJ Redick is. Did I tell y'all this story before?
No.
So one of the guys I named Niles, right, Newman from Houston. He actually him and my son played together on the AAU team. So they go and they put up their highlights. They signed a deal with Overtime, and you can see their highlights on Overtime, right? And so it's like Niles like hitting a 50 piece on like 17-year-olds, but obviously they wasn't playing defense. So I get a phone call from Spencer, which is their dad. And he was like, he texted me, excuse me, I'm lying. He texted me, said, hey man, what the fuck is wrong with JJ? So I called him. So I'm like, what you mean? He was like, what the hell, man? He's hating on a fucking kid. So I said, huh? He was like, go look under the damn post. So I go under the post, right? It's like 1,000 comments. JJ is right there commenting, talking about this is fucking with the integrity of the game, right? So, so I called JJ. So I called JJ. I'm like, JJ, bro, I know this kid, like, they're capitalizing and maximizing on their moment right now, which they should be, blah, blah, blah. JJ was like, I understand it's your friend, Perk. I actually got real love for you, but I'm not taking back one fucking word I said. Fucking with the integrity. So I called Spencer back and I'm like, yeah, I spoke to JJ. He was like, what did he say? He said he meant what the fuck he said and he's not taking it back. But it was just crazy though, like, but that's the thing that's happening, man. So we can't blame the players because guys are averaging 30.
Yeah.
SGA is fun as hell to watch. Hell, Ali, you saw him the other night.
God.
To me, he's the most unguardable player in the league.
He's so smooth. Yeah.
I mean,
And it's just, and I think too, I don't know if obviously with Chet being out, but I don't even think it matters. I just think OKC knows who their guy is. And they get to him and they go to him and there's no figuring it out. And yeah, he had 33, 35, but he had 15 and 5 in the fourth because it was just time and they knew exactly what they needed to get to, wanted to get to. I agree with you guys. And I don't know. I think it's something that just with the evolving of time,
Yeah.
you got to figure it out. Because at the end of the day, we all utilize the thing that we're blaming or wanting to sit here and say, we're not getting viewership because of this, but we all utilize it and we understand the importance of it and the benefit of it. Right. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, the game is over. Minnesota won by 29. I think that we have more to talk about when we do, obviously, our recording for the week. You guys touched on the Rockets, obviously some positives from teams that are exploding right now. So for all of you that joined us, wish the game was a little bit more exciting, but here we are.
It'd be like that.
Yeah. They tapped in though. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all did tap in and we appreciate all of your
on the
comments and
Monday
your
night.
thoughts. The jokes that y'all thought you were cracking over Perk, we saw them. They're having a little bit of fun with you, Perk.
Really? What happened?
You're just a big old teddy bear that they just all love. Eat Crab said it was over like a half hour ago. We know. But we thought we had a better conversation going. So with that said, just remember we're back. Obviously, the holidays are upon us. We hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. We'll continue to connect with lives. We got another road